Hey y'all, so today's video, it is focused on buyer's agent compensation strategies. I need to do a long intro just to kind of explain what's going on, give some premise for the options that I'm going to lay out there. But stick with me. It's important for you to understand what I'm talking about as you start your home buying process. So without a doubt, buying a house here in Colorado Springs, it is a big investment and it can be expensive. So while it is expensive and it can be nerve wracking, it's also, most importantly, it's exciting. It's home ownership. It's a place to call your own. But what it should not be, at least as far as the home buying process, it should not be surprising. This is why you get pre approved and have an understanding of the loan details. You do a thorough home inspection. You pay for a third party appraisal. That's all part, and I emphasize part, of the reason why you hire a guide, a real estate agent, to get through those steps. But to say that the world we've been living in has brought us a little bit of uncertainty the last few years, that might be an understatement. Yes, world issues, political landscape here at home. And to top it off, the Department of Justice and the National Association of Realtors, they have affected you as the buyer and your buying power to get into the home of your dreams. And so I want to inform you, like, what does that actually mean? And again, this could give you concerns and make you think, should I sit on the sidelines? Or what if the seller chooses not to pay for my buyer's agent compensation? These questions and concerns, they are something that should be talked about. We don't run from these questions, we just address them up front. It's another step in the process because home ownership, it is absolutely one of, if not the best path to long-term financial stability and financial security here in America. It's worked for countless Americans. Just ask someone who purchased their home in 2019 or before. Since then, their equity on average across the country has grown by 57% in home value growth. So let's just say that you don't want to navigate the real estate process on your own. There's too many unknowns, too many things that you will pop up, and believe me, they will pop up. And you want to hire an agent to be your guide through the real estate process. You want them to find the solutions to the challenges that will arise. Because trust me, no two real estate transactions are the same. And most importantly, though, you have someone in your corner that is negotiating on your behalf. That is the core of what they are doing. Yes, they're showing you homes. Yes, they are navigating the problems. But at the end of the day, it is the negotiation where you have someone, a skilled professional, trying to get you the best deal possible for your situation. And that's certainly my goal as a real estate agent. So I want to share with you 4 ways that you can negotiate or fund your buyer's agent compensation as the buyer. There are more than these 3 options, but these are the most common. I want you to have confidence throughout the buying experience, that you understand what your options are no matter what happens. And without a doubt, again, it is my goal to get you your most preferred option for this incredible life changing event. As a buyer in this market that hires a real estate agent, you're getting immense value in the professional guidance of someone to navigate one of the largest purchases that you may have in your life. If you're going to court, you'd hire a lawyer. Your taxes, you'll hire a CPA. If you don't, you can imagine things could go sideways pretty darn quickly. So, with all that said, the historic norms, if you will, while they were always negotiable, the historic practices of the seller automatically paying your buyer's agent fees are no longer there. It is on you as the buyer. But my goal is to navigate the challenge with you and provide these options. So, what I'm saying here is it's about empowering you to make informed decisions so that way when you make an offer on a home, you know exactly what you're going after. So, I'm going to switch here from this video view here and jump to the PowerPoint so we can better talk through what those options are and what they mean to you as a buyer. Okay, so we've jumped to the PowerPoint now, and we're going to talk about the NAR settlement and, of course, the buyer agent compensation strategies that are therein. So, starting off with the first slide here, it's the number one and the most preferred option. It's that it's a part of your offer as a buyer to the seller. You ask the seller to cover a percentage of the buyer's agent compensation. Here in Colorado Springs, since this law has been enacted, sellers are doing this, and that was in August 17th, 2024 is when it started. But throughout this buying season and throughout the winter, it has been the practice for sellers to be able to provide that. And again, as the recording of this video, not one agent from my brokerage has had to ask their buyers to pay them anything. And guess what? This is the same, but a more formalized way of receiving buyer's agent compensation as the pre-NAR settlement. So the way it's just how the agents are getting paid that has changed, not the fees themselves. And it's important to note that this fee is separate also from any seller concessions that you may ask for, such as an inspection repairs or money towards closing, whatever that looks like. This is separate and not part of your cap, which is likely with most loans, there's a cap of 4% or so uh, for concessions, but does not apply towards that. So the fees may be limited based on the type of loan you choose, but again, buyer's agent compensation does not fall into that category and is viewed as separate. So that's a win in itself. Then moving on to number two, it's adjusting your down payment or the cash to close. This is easiest for buyers, admittedly, with larger down payments from the sale of a home, a gift, savings, other investments, whatever it may be. So, if you're going to go with an FHA loan, if you have funds saved beyond your 3% for conventional or 3.5% for FHA, you could put some of that money towards your buyer's agent fees. It's an option. This will be a more competitive offer, though, to a seller, especially if you find yourself in a multiple offer situation because it's less money coming out of the seller's pocket. So trade-offs and everything. And then looking at number three, it's down payment assistance programs and grants. So using these programs, we have multiples here in Colorado. And if you use one of our preferred lenders, they'd be able to walk you through what those program options are. Anyway, they can offset what you've saved to pay for an agent's commission as well. And if you need those uh, preferred lenders, I am happy to provide those to you. And they're very familiar with the options that are available here in Colorado. And then moving on to the fourth option, and that's offering a higher purchase price or talking to your lender for a slightly higher interest rate. And now, both of these options, they are strategic moves, if you will, to increase your cash available at closing. So walk through and consider your equity position years down the line and what your monthly payment might be if you go this route. So our team's preferred lenders, they'll walk you through any of these scenarios to make sure that you know what the best decision is for you if you decide that you want to increase the purchase price slightly or have a slightly higher interest rate. And so, with all of that, I would like to end with purchasing a home and knowing your options and your purchase strategy. That's what will set you up for success. And I'm going to sit here and guide you and tell you what those pros and cons are based on what I've seen. So, buying a home, though, it is a life changing event, a proud moment. It's an exciting moment and you're not going in it alone, even though it might seem like there's so much going on, and admittedly there is, but you are not going it alone. So you have a team between myself, our lenders, or your lenders if you prefer to go with somebody else, and we're here to make you successful. So call me if you have any questions at all, and I'd love to help with this or any other questions you have about real estate, Colorado Springs, and how I can serve you because I would be honored to do so. Thanks and have a good one.